What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Salt. I just woke up, I rolled out of bed and realized that it was some crazy, ridiculous time. I have this problem, see, that I kind of have to explain it to all of you because it won't make sense outside of the context. So in the winter, I'm basically like a brown bear. I just disappear and I fall asleep for like days at a time. And I don't mean to, it just sort of happened. Whoa, hey now, that's never happened before. Alright, I don't mean to, it just the problem is that it just sort of happens. And so I have this horrible thing that happens at least like once a week once I get to winter, where I sleep in too late on accident. I'm like, oh my god, but it was so cold outside and I didn't want to get out from underneath my bed blankets, my bed blankets. I mean, I don't think I guess I could have just said like, I don't want to get out of bed. But I don't know, bed blankets felt better at that point. Bed and blankets? I mean, if you've ever slept on a bed with no blankets, you will know that it is totally lame. I really hate pirating this boat. We are back playing Salt. This boat is super finicky, and I have a terrible time trying to pilot it because the wheel is just like, let's go this way, and just like does whatever it wants. It completely derps out every now and again. Oh, good, we beached this one deep. Good, I don't want to have to worry about my boat vanishing or disappearing and abandoning me. There we go. I gotta put the sails down and I gotta do like this little hoppy jump thing. I'm short, I can't reach. Stick with me, people. Alright, let's go find somebody to murder here. There's gotta be somebody to slaughter. We've got ourselves a Viking axe and a bad attitude. And all that means is that we need an enemy that we need to find around here somewhere. And then we just be like, BAM! Just like that. Just like that. He won't even know what to do. In the previous episode, we had gone to that big island over there and we had been looking around for various things and bobs and bits. We had found ourselves, that's what it was, we had found ourselves a really big store where we were able to sell off a lot of our loot, and we were able to find ourselves a much better supply of cash by just exchanging all that random like garbage that we've been picking up over the course of the entire game. Worked out pretty well for us, and so in fact we are quite pirate rich at the moment. That is to say that there are a lot of pirates in our area, and also we have a lot of gold, which is how pirates measure their riches. If you don't have a lot of doubloons, you are not rich in pirate society. They don't care about banknotes. They really sincerely don't, because they kind of have the tendency to go and kick down the vault door anyways and just take whatever they want while being like, "Yar!" It's tough to deal with pirates. If you've ever dealt with pirates before, you will know that they are a huge pain in the ass. Did I already search this island? This island's feeling, no, there it is. Got some white flowers. Oh, a deer. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, I messed up. No. My super awesome arrows. There we go. I'll put him down right there. I like how he stops for a second. He's like, oh, I've been shot a second time. I'm dead. And then he just curls up for like little nap time. I like to think that these are just really, really large-sized tranquilizer darts and that he's going to get up and wander off later. I mean, I like to be positive about these sorts of... How come you don't have any skin? Give me your skin. The only reason I murdered you was for your skin. You didn't even have to die. I could have just allowed you to live if I had known you weren't going to drop the skin, because that's all that I really want. Try to find that other arrow real fast, but if it went off the ledge over here, I don't think we're ever going to see that thing again. So disappointed with myself right now. I lose so many arrows. It is the embarrassing fact of my life. Oh, look. A bear-shaped log. Oh, never mind. That's mud. Okay. I thought it was a log that was shaped like a bear. I'm a Californian, and our flag symbol is a bear, and so I see bears all over the place. We do have a lot of bears here. We have a very, very large assortment of bears. Okay, we only have 2 types of bears, but there's a lot of them. They make up for quality with quantity. We have black bears, and they're just like little brown dog-sized bears. They're not that bad, although they will break into your car, and they will get into all kinds of trouble. So use those bear boxes, people. Use those bear boxes. I think I've already been here. This island is seeming like it has already been tapped out or picked out or... Meh. Let's go somewhere else. No, white flowers. Okay. I know, my attention span is short. Then we have brown bears, which are slightly more dangerous. The brown bears can get a little aggressive, but still not really a problem. It's not like they're grizzlies or Kodiaks or anything, which are all kinds of trouble. If I saw a grizzly in my backyard, I would just cry. We do have mountain lions, though, in California, which is... super special. Mountain lions are terrifying. A lot of people don't know this, but the California mountain lion is like the 3rd largest cat on the planet after Bengal tigers and the lions that live like on the Serengeti, those big dudes with the manes. Yeah, the 3rd largest. And every now and again, one of those things will get like super froggy and it'll kill somebody. And so, you know, bring a friend when you go out into nature in California, because, you know, there might be a mountain lion around and he might be watching you from the bushes just like, roar. That's my impression of how a mountain lion sounds. It's kind of like a deep sexual type of thing, just roar. I don't know. I like to think of them as sexual beings. I don't know why I do that. I don't know why I sexualize mountain lions. But for whatever reason, when I think about mountain lions, they're all lithe and they're kind of like slinky. And so, you know, not slinky as in the toy though. Yeah, I think I've been over here. This is the little island that was on the opposite side of the big island where I had gone back for my piratical revenge. But unfortunately had not found any... I hadn't found any satisfaction. Alright, let's go back over here. I'm going to drop a boat in the water. And we haven't generated anything off in that direction, so I'm thinking it might not be a terrible idea. Just let the game sort of generate more content for us. How about that? Because it looks like we've just about done everything over here. I drop you right here. There you go. In the water. And now I get up inside your boat and I turn on. Hi. There we go. The sail is trying to juke me right now. Okay, so we're going to take it nice and easy right now. That's right. Be very, very careful. Alright, steering wheel. I'm trusting you right now. I'm trusting you. Now, this boat is much better at holding a heading than our other boat, but at the same time, it has kind of this unfortunate tendency for the wheel to just whip about crazily, and so I don't really trust it. But we're just going to let this thing drift for a while. I'm going to use that island, I guess, as my point of reference for now. My pour, if you will. And so that'll be the biggest pour on the face of our map. And then once we find ourselves something else out this way, I don't know, I hope there's something out this way. Honestly, the seeds, I don't know if the seeds generate the entire map or if they just generate the starting configuration of islands, because there's definitely some kind of loading that takes place in this game. Once you get out pretty far and there's no new islands, like the game will start to chug for a second and it'll just like generate new stuff. I hope we're not getting lost right now. It's actually sort of rare that... There we go, there's some islands. There's some islands. Let's go ahead and do a slight turn to the starboard. I'm in on the mast. 3 chaps with the priggers. I don't know why, but I find like old, you know, in the colonial days, like all of those like random, it was like a mixture of military slang, but also of real orders, like in the British military back when they were just beyond like the red coat period. I don't know why, but I find that to be humorous, like the way that they shouted out orders. I don't know. Because I think it's a mixture of slang, that's why. It's because they have like this weird military slang, like, go 3 chaps, lord! Give him a broadsword! You know. I don't know, maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't know. I always say that. I'd be like, you know what I mean, right? Maybe you don't know what I mean. Maybe we are just not in agreement here. No, stop. I want to control the wheel! There we go. If I don't take the wheel soon, we're going to have to rely on Jesus or Buddha to do it. And I don't feel like writing any folk songs, so let's go over here. That joke made absolutely no sense whatsoever, and I knew it as it was coming out of my mouth. I knew it as it was coming out of my mouth. I was like, this isn't even a stretch. It's just a non-existent. It's not even a joke. It's just kind of like a bunch of random nonsense thrown together. Hopefully nobody notices. I saw a deer over here, and so I'm going to do my best to shoot it so that we can get some more rawhide. And then from there, we can turn it into a suit of armor so that we can fight more pirates. You can fight more pirates without having to worry about it. I shoot you in the neck, dear. No! No, he turned. Oh, how dare you. Oh, man. I lose so many arrows in this game. It is absurd how many arrows I lose. And they're hardstone arrows, too, which is really the part that really kind of just, like, depresses me. Although over here we got lots of logs, so maybe I'll go run him down in a minute. I'll just leave the arrow in him. He can run around and bleed out for a little while, and then we'll go finish it. We'll be a bad hunter. I'm going to mine all these rocks up on the beach. It's weird that these rocks are on beaches. Very, very strange. If I saw a boulder this size, like on a beach, I would assume that there was like a mountain range around somewhere, because it's odd to find boulders of that size on a beach. Not completely out of the ordinary. Like up in the Marin Headlands you can find it. But that's a different story altogether. Some of that Marin Headlands serpentine. You dare taunt me like this, dear? I didn't even expect to make that shot. That's so great. That was a long one. That was a long one right there. That one, I had to go deep for that one. A rich boulder. Well, let me participate in your riches. Redistribution! Give me this. By nature of the fact that I am grumpier than you. Okay, so now we got ourselves like nothing. That actually wasn't that great of a rich boulder. He was kind of like one of those faux rich boulders where he kind of got his chain on layaway. You know what I mean? Like some rappers have that. I've noticed that like when you look up what some rappers, their net worth is, they'll say that they have like $1 million chain on their shoulders, but then you look up their net worth and they're only worth like $300,000, which is still, that's a lot of money. Like that's more money than I've ever seen or had in my entire life, but they can't afford the chain that they're like bragging about in their song, and so they get that shit on layaway. That's what they do, is they actually like borrow it. Just like when you go to a fancy jewelry store, like let's say that you're a celebrity or whatever, jewelry stores will allow celebrities to borrow like crown jewels and things like that for a week so that they can go to red carpet affairs, and then they just give them back so that they don't have to buy a bunch of jewelry all the time. Rappers do the exact same thing. So like Paul Wall, I think, has a company that I think he'll let you not, I think he does some kind of like pay system where you borrow the chain for a while and then give it back or something. I don't know. It seems kind of whack. If I have a chain, I'm keeping it. Mine might be the tiniest little chain ever, and it may look kind of goofy on top of my turtleneck, but someday. Someday. Lonely Island told me someday. Let's go over here and mine this rock. It looks like we're going to get a bunch of resources up here. And at this point, I feel like I need to figure out something that we can do with our time. So I can make band-aids out of that. I can make a raft. What is this? A flag? What does a flag do for me? Let's make a flag real fast. So we made a flag. What does a flag do? I mean, obviously it sits there, it waves, it rides the breeze, it has a good time, it basks in sunlight. But how does a flag assist me in all this? Flag? Where'd it go? There it is. Can be placed. Oh. So I guess we could use it maybe as a marker to like let ourselves know that we had completed the island and that we had run around on it and we had peed everywhere and we had made sure. I like to pee on stuff because I'm a geologist, and that's what you do when you're out in nature. You just urinate everywhere. That's pretty much what it comes down to. This I actually, my bladder starts to have like, I don't know, it starts to have weird contractions or something. The second my body notices that I'm out in nature, and it's like, oh, we're about to pee on some stuff. And I'm like, I know, calm down. It's kind of like being in the pool. The second you're in the pool, your body's like, I feel like I should pee here. And then you have to fight with all of your might to keep it from happening, unless you're like me and you just sort of let it happen. That's what chlorine is for, okay? I'm a terrible hunter. On the plus side, I got my arrow back. Let's go run this thing down. This island actually seems like it's going to be... What the hell? What? That deer just used the Matrix on me. Oh, hell no. He's like the Neo. Oh, and he did it out of reach, too. That's not very nice, deer. Why would you do that? Can I hurt these ancient statues? I think I already tested this in previous episodes, but I'd still like to figure it out. Meanwhile, the deer is still running around the background like, ah, my ass! It bit my ass! That was a pretty terrible shot, but at least I got him. We got a little bit more deer meat. We got our arrows back. I should probably craft some more hardstone arrows. I feel like I'm probably running out. Is that the case? We have crude arrows. We have 8 hardstone arrows. Okay, so let me... How did I make a hardstone arrow? Did I have to use hardstone to do that? I would assume that since it's in the moniker, we had to use hardstone in order to make this happen. And then what was it, like that right there or something? No, it was not. Hardstone arrow, is it both of these? Is that how we do it? Oh wow, that's a lot more expensive than I expected, but you do get like 4 every time you do this, right? Yeah, you get 5. So that's just the way I like it. Uh-huh. That's the way, I like it, and a final just in case, a 5th just in case you didn't get the point yet. Did I get him? Oh, I headshotted him, yes! It's a boom, headshot. We'll take him out. Let me go on over here and play with his corpse for just a brief second. Oh, there's appley things up in there. This is the best island I think we've ever found, honestly. There's like stuff everywhere for us to harvest. This might be like one of the final islands we would ever have to fiddle around with before we do anything else, because, I don't know, there doesn't appear to be a whole lot of extra gameplay in this game. You just kind of like run around and have fun with it for a while. There, fall off the tree, please. I need your sustenance. There we go. Now what's going on over here? I'm not sure what's up with the frame rate in this episode. This episode is not liking me. Aha! So there's another one. Is there anything else hiding up? There's one right there. Hooray! I mean, we haven't really fought anything in this episode because I want to get armor first before we go like boss hunting or anything like that, because there are bosses. But up until that point, we are not a boss right now. And so until we are a boss, I feel like we should probably just hang back and wait until we have those various attributes which actually distinguish us as a boss to everybody else. think I see some flowers down here. Like picking flowers. Bosses do not do that. That is not an activity that bosses participate in. Bosses are already so far past picking flowers that they get other people to pick flowers for them. And we're just not there yet. We're just not there yet. I feel like there's probably another vendor on this island somewhere. It seems like the same layout as the previous island where there's a bunch of statues around. I do like this weird little bay right here, though. I really, really like that. You should build a comfortable little house over here somewhere and just live out the rest of our days eating apples off the trees and hoping that we don't get a tooth infection that we die from. That's a major part of survivalism, is hoping that you don't get sick or that like nothing happens to you. Because seriously, you get sick out in nature. It's gonna suck. Yeah, I don't know what's going on right now. It's like chugging and it's like loading and it's doing something. I'm going to have to investigate it between episodes because as of right now, it's jumping in between like 60 frames and like 5 frames. And as much as I like frames, as a glasses enthusiast, I enjoy frames. I do. Let it never be said that I do not enjoy frames. So I'm trying to keep this kind of topped out because that's kind of the point of YouTube in FPS 60. These are the things that I'm forced to worry about while I run around murdering things, namely trees. I don't do so well with animated objects, so I stick with the inanimate. Well, doesn't appear to be a whole lot left on that side, so I guess we'll start hitting up some of these rocks, and maybe that'll kind of just be the duration of what we do in this episode. I haven't found the big boat yet. I want the big boat to show up around somewhere so that I can actually repair it. I think it requires a couple. I don't think we have all the supplies we would need in order to do it. Oh, that was off. It's okay, though. I'll just shoot him twice. It's okay. There's another deer hide, so we'll collect all of that. People ask why I tend to click on the loot one by one, and I don't use the loot all buttons. It's just simply based on the fact that I enjoy clicking things a lot of times. That's all that it is. I enjoy clicking things a lot. Loot all buttons don't do it for me. I like that ticky 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 sound when you loot a whole bunch of stuff into your bag. It makes me happy. It brings me joy. And since the world is not necessarily always a joyous place, you gotta take it where you can get it. That is the secret. At the end of the day, that's the secret. Everybody's gonna be like, this is the secret to life. The secret to life, just find happiness where you can, like in those little crevices and cracks. Even if life is super shitty, I bet you find something to be happy about somewhere. Like go buy a Snicker bar at the store or something, you know? And just be happy about that for like 5 minutes while you eat it. And maybe that's... Oh yeah, there's a vendor over there. Let's go see what he's got. I mean, obviously we don't really have much for him. We can try and make it work. Worst case scenario, we twerk it for bourbon a little bit. Uh-huh. He's got bombas. And a bunch of albino deer pelts. And poison arrows. That's kind of cool. How come I don't have poison arrows? I want poison arrows. I feel left out right now. I think I already gave like everything away to the last vendor that was of value, so unfortunately we may just have to hang tight for... Oh, we have deer antlers. We can sell those. There we go. So we'll get 70 gold out of that. We could buy off all of the albino deer pelts and kind of use those, but I think I'm going to hold off for right now. Let's be off and about our way, and we'll just pick up some stuff here. Oh, mud, so we can get another grub, just in case we want to practice our fishery skills. With the long bomb. Oh, I didn't get him. I think I overshot it. I should totally not be firing from this far away. I'm wasting my time. A lot. And also possibly my arrow, since there's a 1 in 10 the arrow will break every single time. I'm gonna wait for him to put his head up and I'm gonna get him. Yeah, I'm gonna get him! Okay. Oh my god. What? Okay, this deer is magic and it needs to fall over and die. I missed that deer so many times that it was just embarrassing. So, now we get to go on a fun little adventure to find those arrows because I wasted too many arrows on that deer to really leave them sitting around in the sand unless I fired them off into the ocean, in which case Poseidon can have them. I don't mess with Posey Eden. That guy, he's just hard to deal with. He's hard to deal with. He's got a temper on him. He's got a real temper on him. I find that a lot of the mythological gods have tempers on them, though. Very difficult to deal with. Just people with no perspective. And I suppose that's because they're not actually people at all. They are gods of the pantheon. However, I feel like we should go out tonight and maybe search around for... I feel like searching around this evening for any moonstone ore might be a really, really good idea. Ooh, we got a bunch of flint off that one. I'll take it. I will take it, sir. Considering I am always out of flint. So maybe we just hang out over here somewhere and make ourselves a torch. Do I have any coal left? Or... I do. I do. So maybe I'll make myself a couple of torches. And once we've made a couple of those, we will equip them in the right hand, not the wrong hand. And then we shall continue to wander around, and we just want to look for that glowy, like we found in the previous episode. So if we can find a glowing node, we can actually get ourselves a bunch more moonstone, and then if we can make a moonstone sword, at that point we won't have to worry about using torches anymore, because we'll pretty much have the world cleared up the way it needs to be cleared up. So why did that put my torch away? Is this two-handed? Oh, it's two-handed. Okay, so that explains it. That explains it. Let's go back. Did I sell my sword? Oh, I did. I hope we don't get attacked in the darkness then. This is going to be bad. This is going to be really, really bad. Alright, well, let's go look for moonstone ore, because I think that's probably the best thing that we can endeavor to do at this point. Got a couple of minutes left in the episode, and since we've already cleared out the island, I'd prefer to maybe... Oh, there's water right there. I was going to say, what is this great oily black mass coming towards me? And they're like, that's water. It's this thing. It sort of exists on Earth. You've probably spent a lot of your life around it, considering you live in a coastal region. The fact that you haven't identified it as such yet is slightly worrying, but I'm willing to help you over the hump right here. Okay, so I guess... Ooh, we found a bush in the darkness. If only we were all so lucky every night. Let's go over and look for... another boulder. There it is. So let me destroy this rock with every bit of might that I have. And then perhaps... I think it's dark because there's no moon tonight. I think that's the first thing. Do these ancient statues do anything at night? Like, are they scary or something right now? Let me go attack them and see if they become hostile. And they have otherwise not harmed me, but I will take a swing at you, Stone. I will take a swing at you. Well, I mean, I think this island's probably been... This island's been fun, but I prefer a bit more combat in my exploration process, so... Let's have a seat for a second. We'll see what armor we can make out of all these pelts. How about that? So with 5 pristine deer pelts, we really can't do much. However, with 2, we can make some botas, which don't really interest me. What can I do with, like, this right here? See, we need to find crafting books, too. That's the other problem, is that we haven't unlocked any crafting books yet. And until we do that, the unfortunate side of the equation is that there's just not going to be things for us to craft. Now, I could look them up online, but I've been resisting the urge to do that, A, because the Wikipedia for this game is not that well fleshed out. Like, there are recipes on there, but they aren't quite as in-depth as you would hope. Like, most of the recipes are not included, I think. And then B, because it sort of destroys the exploratory aspect of the whole thing. Part of the game is killing lots of pirates so that you can get crafting books and learn how to do things. We did get the crafting book to build ourselves a badass boat, but we could build a boat, but... better adventures, I think, await us. I was going to try and go for a few more B words right there, but unfortunately my brain is just not functioning right now. I'm in this weird sort of like groggy post-morning thing right now, and it's just, I don't know. I could go lay down right this second and I would black straight the hell back out until like 2, 3 in the afternoon and not even feel guilty about it. Not even feel guilty about it. Let's eat some food. I haven't eaten in a while. Let's have a... delicious deer meat. We're too full to eat a deer meat. Can we eat a tree fruit? Hooray! No one's ever too full for tree fruit, as appetizing as that sounds. Like, what do you have on offer at the buffet today? A delightful platter of tree fruit. Oh, it just generated a new island. The game just chugged super hard because it was generating that island over there. I was like, ah! Attack of the load time. Alright, well, I think I'm going to break the episode off right here. I feel like we've more or less found everything on this island that we're going to find. I'm going to respawn my boat, and we're going to see if we can find another pirate island around here somewhere. Maybe get ourselves into some trouble in the next episode and find some new loot, explore around for some treasure chests, maybe get some more goodies, possibly get some more reading materials so that our bathroom trips out into the back of the jungle are not quite so boring any longer. I will see you all there. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me in this next episode of Salt. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye, everybody, and hi-do.